Hello, my name is Kevin Fung. I'm a professor and the chair-chief of the Department of Otolaryngology, Head and Neck Surgery at the Schulich School of Medicine and Dentistry at Western University, London, Ontario. We run a otolaryngology head and neck surgery residency training program here at Western University. I think of our department as family, really. We're not a department of individuals, but more a department of collaborators, team players, and really truly colleagues. I celebrate the diversity of our department, not just based on gender and ethnicity, but also diversity with respect to our clinical acumen. We have all subspecialties represented in our residency training program. There's a lot of diversity with respect to our academic interests as well, with a number of our faculty members who hold graduate degrees, both master's and PhD, in areas as diverse as clinical epidemiology, quality of life, patient safety and quality, health economics and management, et cetera, et cetera. We're also diverse with respect to our collaborations, both inside our department as well as outside of our department in the clinical and basic sciences, collaborating seamlessly with pretty much everyone across campus, across the country, and also across the globe, which makes for a really rich and wonderful educational experience for our trainees. We're number one. Our reputation definitely by far is number one. I'm not biased, of course, but for a variety of different reasons. First of all, it's really the quality of our faculty, as I've previously discussed, as well as the strength of our leadership in postgraduate education, the program director, Dr. Brian Rotenberg, as well as our competency committee chair, Dr. Jose Paradis, as well as all of the members and the resident members of the resident training residency training committee, really is the backbone of our residency training program and has made it what it is. I should also acknowledge our administrative staff as well, both Angelica Edwards and Jamie Simek and Ann Jones really make the department run and tick on a day-to-day basis. The other thing I think is truly unique about our residency training program is really the population that we serve. So London is not a big place. It's only 384 people in population, but we service a huge population of patients, upwards of 2 million people, spanning a broad geographic area in southwestern Ontario, including Windsor, Sarnia, Chatham, Strathroy, Woodstock, Stratford, Kitchener, Waterloo, Cambridge, Guelph, etc. So we span a very broad area, and that really creates a wonderful educational opportunity for our trainees because there's a huge population of patients with disorders related to otolaryngology head and neck surgery that they can see, which really makes us probably the best training program in Canada, in my opinion. We look for fit. As I said before, our department is really all about family, so it's really about adopting a trainee into our program for 5 years. I would say that our philosophy is really about individualized, personalized education. So we are leaders in competency-based medical education in our specialty as well as across all specialties in Canada, and we've really adopted a highly individualized approach to educating our trainees. Entrustable professional activities, EPAs, this is formative feedback that we give on a daily basis to our residency trainees. So it's not good enough nowadays to say, good job, pat on the back, go read more. We actually give purposeful, formative feedback to our trainees, much like professional coaches, like what we see in music and professional sports. So we have a head and neck microvascular fellowship training program here. We've had so for over 10 years, and our graduates are placed all over the world. You know, head and neck microvascular reconstruction is a pretty subspecialized area of our specialty, and really there's no expectation that our resident trainees would be competent in performing those skills. And so when we first developed the head and neck fellowship program, we were extremely mindful of the potential impact on our resident training. And so in the end, we decided what our experience has been is that the fellowship program has actually enhanced residents training program because they are there to help teach. They bring a different lens to different aspects of training, and furthermore, a lot of the burden of clinical care with respect to microvascular reconstruction is borne out by, is held by the fellows as opposed to the residents, which really increases their time to read, personal time, wellness, etc. So it's really enhanced the program in my honest opinion. We're highly, highly collegial. I think that, because of the closeness of our faculty members and the residents, and because we are obliged to give regular daily formative feedback to our residents, that we're extremely close. They look up to us as mentors and as coaches, and we also look up to them as trainees. I think there's a mutual bi-directional respect, which makes our program really very unique as a family. The work culture, I would say, is work hard, play hard. Honestly, wellness is a very, very important part of our department fabric in the workings of our faculty as well as our residents. We, as faculty members, take regular time off for to pursue non-clinical academic activities such as research, which is a huge pillar in our tripartite mission. Taking dedicated time off to do that. And when we're working clinical, we all work very, very hard. We work in a very collegial way, and we help each other out for a common goal. So that is a very positive work culture that I'm very proud of. We have the #1 research program in otolaryngology head and neck surgery in Canada, if not the world. We lead a number of international clinical trials. I've published in a number of high-impact journals. We have 3 dedicated clinician scientists within our department. We have pioneered a number of surgical techniques and lead in Canada and North America. To cite a couple of examples, 2010 marks the 10-year anniversary of Canada's first transoral robotic surgery ever performed in this country, led by Dr. Anthony Nichols and the head and neck team. I should also mention in 2013, Dr. Sumit Agrawal and the neurotology team performed the very first bone bridge bone conduction implant in North America, and our American colleagues south of the border and as well as elsewhere in Canada actually come to London to train. So we're pioneering and leading. To sum it up in one word, I would say that we are nurturing. We literally treat our resident trainees as an adopted member of the family, and we mentor and we nurture our trainees. It's not just our faculty. I should also acknowledge our adjunct faculty as well, and cross-appointees in other departments across campus, both clinical and basic science. So I'm very proud that every single trainee who has graduated from our program has landed their top choice in terms of fellowship programs as well as jobs in the community. Our trainees have gone everywhere around the world, including Canada, the United States, the UK, Australia, etc., for fellowship programs, and have landed a number of very prominent academic positions and community positions throughout the world. Probably one of the most important elements of support for our new incoming residents is our residents themselves. Our residents are mentors for each other. Our seniors are coaching juniors, and the juniors are coaching the juniors. And that's a really important element of our program. There's also some structural, organizational aspects to the surgical training program organized through the Schulich School of Medicine and Dentistry that help all trainees across all disciplines transition from being a medical student to being a real doctor. We also provide other support. I should probably mention the Resident Wellness Day as well. So we have our residents who get together on an annual basis, get to know each other a little bit better, and learn about a lot of the non-clinical aspects of what it's like to be a resident, how to survive as a resident, and how to be well in this challenging time. We have a number of educational programs that help with junior trainees in terms of simulation. So I'm speaking to the Emergencies in Otolaryngology Head and Neck Surgery Simulation Boot Camp, which we've held for almost a decade. Every first-year resident in our discipline comes to London, Ontario, from all training programs across Canada, as well as some of our neighboring states, to learn about the high-stakes, time-sensitive emergencies that really can stress out a lot of our junior trainees for the very first time they actually see a real emergency. So we have embraced and have led in simulation, and we also put on a regional and national pediatric airway course as well here in London, Ontario, to help with these transitions. Year by year, we're always constantly trying to improve every aspect of our department, quite frankly, in terms of faculty development, in terms of continuing medical education for our faculty, in terms of figuring out better ways to deliver education. I'd mentioned innovations such as simulation, etc. But we're always finding ways to be better. We're always thinking of innovating and improving. I'm originally from a big city, born in Montreal, but grew up in a small town, small city rather, northeast of Toronto called Peterborough. So I'm a small town boy. And did my undergraduate training here at Western in physics, got into medical school at Queen's, came back to Western for residency training, went to University of Michigan for fellowship in head neck microvascular surgery and laryngology, and then came back to London. So I've been in and out of the city over the past few decades, actually. This is the best place in Canada to live by far. This is the Forest City, as you can see. Well, having been in and out of the city over the past several decades, I think that speaks to itself. There's something that draws me back over and over again, and just such a wonderful place to live. This is the Forest City. I grew up in a small city of 65,000 people in the 70s, and so I really appreciate the tranquility, the quietness, the privacy of living here. Being a small town, it really feels like it's a big city in a small town. I'm not sure if I said that exactly correctly, but it's a very livable city. So, we have 3 teaching hospitals in the City of London, and they're all very, very close together. I'm a cyclist. I bike to work almost every day of the year. And it takes me 35 minutes to get to Victoria Hospital, 20 minutes to get to St. Joe's, and 10 minutes to get to UH. So this is highly livable, no traffic, cost of living is low, lots of stuff to do. I like to run, I like to bike, there's lots of trails. For those interested in golf, I don't golf, but there's plenty of golf courses here in London. There's lots of trails. If you're into mountain biking, we have Bowler Mountain, we've got Fanshawe Lake. Just north of London is a wonderful area called Grand Bend that has beautiful beaches on the south coast of Lake Huron. Immediately to our south is the north coast of Lake Erie, which has Port Stanley. Where I'm standing right now, I'm 45 minutes from the US border, and I've taken my family there for Olive Garden from time to time, cross-border shopping and cheap gas. We're very easy access to Detroit, which has a wonderful airport there, and also our Windsor Medical School is just across the river. If you're into theater, we've got Stratford, which is very, very close by, about 35 minutes from where I'm standing right now. Family, we've raised both of our daughters here in London. My wife works with the Lynn at UH, and so being a two-person working family, where do we put our kids during the summer? And I have to say, I've got family in Toronto as well as in Ottawa, and London is a very, very, very livable city for people with families because of things like summer camps. We don't have to drive very far, and they can go to STEM camp, swimming camp, gymnastics camp, soccer camp, you name it. We've had every single camp represented here, and it's all very, very close. So work-life balance, I must say, has been improving year by year. As I've become more resilient, I've become more mature, I've become smarter in time management. As I've taken on bigger and bigger roles, I've been able to separate out personal life, professional life, clinical life, etc. I think that really trickles down to our resident trainees when they see how much we value our own personal wellness and our work-life balance. It's okay to be rushing out of the hospital at the end of the day to go see, your kids' music recital, go see their soccer game. And for me, my girls are divers, and for me to get out there and actually be there and not miss a single dive competition ever. So that really has a positive trickle-down effect on our trainees, because they see it, and we're role modeling for them. Yeah, call is a buddy system. We have a senior and a junior on call. So I think that really enhances, the quality of care, patient safety, etc., and really makes our junior learners quite a bit more comfortable when they're dealing with high high-stakes, time-sensitive emergencies. Also allows for residents to teach residents. So one of the other things I'm very proud of in our department is our distributed medical education network, which really spans from Windsor out west, as well as Sarnia up north to Owen Sound, Sault Ste. Marie, as well as out east towards Kitchener-Waterloo, Cambridge, and the Guelph area, as well as St. Catharines and the Niagara area. There's, depending on subspecialty, there's a number of, that's the population that we serve in terms of providing tertiary otolaryngology care. And it also opens up opportunities for our trainees to pursue community rotations with our generalist community otolaryngologists, which really has enhanced our training program, where a lot of the tertiary care is provided in London and a lot of the general care is being provided in the community. On behalf of the Department of Otolaryngology Head and Neck Surgery, I'd like to thank all of you for your kind attention. I would personally be willing to take any questions directly from any one of you at any time, and happy to chat either by email or by telephone regarding anything regarding the program, the department, the school, or London in general.